And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the VR League. We are live here from the ESL studios in Cologne and brought to you guys at home by Intel. It's time to jump into our next match here. And as the run-up to Oculus Connect 5 is coming to its close, at least for the European matchups now, we're going to be deciding one of our two teams in this upcoming matchup, and it will be Team Gravity taking on Blast for that honor.
It is quite an honor, actually, to be the #1 seed out of EU, especially because you can potentially dodge playing against Eclipse in your first round, assuming that seed 1 of NA played seed 2 of EU and seed 1 of EU plays seed 2 of NA. And that's a match I think neither team here actually want to be up against for them. So big match for both of them. Obviously going to be a best of 5, if I'm not mistaken. And well, I don't actually even know who to favor in this one because it's going to be Affinter up against his previous team of Blast. And of course, you can see their Aftershock already making their way through in the losers bracket, and they will be playing their opponent in a little bit of time. I think we have a player just missing in the lobby at the moment. So more math talk. Just kidding. Not happening.
We're done with that. Overplayed.
Talk about history. We'll talk about history now.
That I can talk about. I'm good with that.
We're not talking about history. We're talking about geography.
What? I'm pretty good with geography, too.
We're not talking about geography. We're talking about magic, witchcraft, and religion. I took a college class on that. It was actually great.
I'm going to stay out of the
We learned about vampires. We learned about vampires.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wait, is this a real thing?
Yeah, it was a real class.
Oh,
Magic, witchcraft, and religion. It was an actual class.
Is it US school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And you learned about how religion was used to control society and magic and basically playing on people's fears to control them.
It's like a super specific class.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, I'm doing it. It was elective. Yeah, you learned about vampires. There's many different types of vampires, not just the blood-sucking ones. There's energy vampires. There's vampires that feed off of distress. There's vampires that feed off of drama. It's not actually called drama. There's vampires that sexual vampires that feed off. You can probably guess. And yeah, it was a great class. I actually really enjoyed it. It was good times.
Interesting. I now know a lot more about vampires than I thought I would ever know. Just that conversation.
Nosferatu, he was a blood vampire.
Yeah,
obviously.
Assumably, yeah. I would hope so. Cool. Otherwise, he's been portrayed wrong for 80 years now or something like that.
Well, he should have set something up earlier, so that's his fault.
Should have stepped up. We are, like I said before, guys, ladies and gentlemen, just waiting for 1 or 2 more players to jump into the server. And once we have them, we are going to be starting with the match. We actually had them all in there, but somebody just dropped out.
This is why I don't trust production anymore. Yeah, we're coming back, all players ready. And then, the first game of the day, they're yeah, we're going to that game. And not first game. And they switched it last second game. I think production's just messing with it because they're like, you know what? They're teaching us math, and I don't like that. So
he actually just said yes, by the way. If you didn't hear him, he said he was messing with us. So
I could understand. It was too German. It was too German. I can understand him.
Being messed with.
Good. They're taking the camera off me.
Every time I go to my camera, I'm just going to look away from it now. That's the key. I think to get him to switch off. Just don't look directly at it.
Okay, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah?
I'm with you on that. I'm gonna stare it down right now, and the second it comes to me, I'm just gonna boop on over. Yeah, so this is again this is Affinter up against his former team, Idle Ego as well on Blast to fill in his shoes. Though they are massive shoes to fill, not because he's he's one of the best goalies, but he was also one of the loud players, one of the players that got you hyped up for your team for Blast. So it's going to be tough, for him to kind of, fill that position.
That combined with the other 2 that the team is going to be bringing to the table, such as VR Jersey, and VR Jersey and Viatrex, excuse me. I thought I saw a 4th player on there for a second. So VR Jersey and Viatrex, the combination of those 2 and their capability to not only get a slingshot together very quickly, but also successfully launch it to the other side with good speed is so good. That is probably going to be one of the biggest issues I would imagine Blast are going to have to keep up with going into that, is the movement capability that the guys on Team Gravity have.
I think we say that, and then I think Boop and Lone Gecko are probably some of the strongest players in movement. I think I was trying to find a better term for that.
It very much could come down.
They're a 2-man wrecking squad.
It very much could come down to a battle between those 2 squads getting together, and who's obviously using the slingshot at the more opportune moments, and just whoever's using their slingshot more successful. I feel like this is going to be a very movement-dominated game, basically.
Yeah, and I actually don't know who to give it to then in that situation. I think Affinter is a beast as a goalie. I'd say Affinter will be better than whoever Blast put in the goal, but I want to say Boop and Lone Gecko are going to be better at movement.
So basically it's coming down to one side having really strong defense, the other side having really strong offense, and those 2 kind of clashing and seeing which one ends up coming out with a better result from it. So it's going to be very competitive. I expect it to be very close and more than likely go all 3 rounds.
1-5. Well, it's a best of 5 now.
That's correct.
All the qualifying matches are best of 5s now. in this one.
Go all 5 rounds then, in that case.
Maybe even like a 7th or 8th with overtimes. Who knows?
Yeah.
Why are you going to walk this position? Why is he going to walk behind us? Why is he going to do that? I'm being told by production, though, I think we're actually have to head to a break. Coincidentally, not because of the food that just walked by. I swear, that was just coincidence. Actually, because there's some issues from some of the players. They need to fix those so we can get away with the match.
I just really want my pizza. That's why we're going to a break. So stick with us, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back.
You're going to come back and just have like cheese like hanging from your face. Or it's like pizza sauce on your shirt.
And just hopefully a moment or two with the start of this upper bracket final to find out which of these 2 teams is going to be heading to Oculus Connect 5. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do apologize for the bit of a late start here, as we were just jumping into the game there. We had to come back for our break really quickly. But Team Gravity gets on the board within the first 10 seconds, actually, of starting the match. So it's definitely going to be a good start for them here at the beginning of the series between them and Blast. And once again, guys, this is a qualifying matchup. So as you can see there at the top left, best of 5 is how we're going to be playing this one. It will not be a best of 3, as you are probably used to.
Well, let's see now, Blast. Going to be on the attack here again. I rate Lone Gecko and Boop really highly when it comes to movement. Already had some really aggressive passing come in as well, but a good repass at a Lone Gecko just pretty much throws out those 2 defenders. The way that Lone Gecko and Boop use the slingshot method is so strong. That pass directly under the force field too. Look at that. Blaster coming to play.
Very nice quick movement coming out from Blast right there to quickly find the rescore to tie things up now at 2-2, taking us into our third volley in just a second, with both teams being even, and still not even 1 minute having gone by off the clock just yet. So these are some quick goals, but they're very competitive ones, like I said before. A lot of very close shaves, and both teams try to steal it away from their opponent respectively. So we'll see if that's going to continue, or potentially these guys using maybe a little bit too much for their energy in the early game. Thankfully, they're well trained in this though. Well rehearsed in the action, so I would not imagine that to be the case. Let's get into it.
Again, you can see Lone Gecko and Boop immediately coming forward, and look at that. That's going to be Boop. Sorry, with the interception there of that shot. That's a free 3-pointer as well. Now Blast going to be up 5-2. This is what I was saying, that, you know, Blast, I think those 2 in particular have superior movement than Team Gravity, but Affenterre should be able to be a beast in the goal. Problem was he wasn't there because he was expecting, you know, to get the pass to be successfully pushed up.
I think that was more just superior positioning in that case coming out from Blast right there, as they catch Team Gravity with their pants down, so to speak, in a bit of a bad situation there. And the breakaway from the initial launch, of course, being nearly perfect, allowed for such an easy shot to go off there. So credit to Blast where credit is due, but they're still in the hot seats. They've got to look to do that 1 to 2 more times, if at all possible. Boop going to be moving in here. It's going to launch off of Gecko. Gecko will be the one to push forward and actually pick up the disc. And in the meantime, Boop's running a little bit of interference. He's got to make himself available for a pass at the same time, but it won't matter. It goes in the hands of Lone Gecko. He'll score another goal here. And Blast are now shooting well ahead past Team Gravity at 7-2.
Yeah, this is a good job by Blast again. I still rate Lone Gecko and Boop as such a strong combo. I think we're seeing right here in particular, like the passing they're doing has been great. They've been able to work really well together, and Idolego, I always say Idolego. Idolego is actually, I think, the one playing goalie for them. So again, big shoes to fill, but if Lone Gecko and Boop can play like this, he doesn't really have to do much.
Going into the next engagement here, we're going to see Viatrex try to pick things up from inside of Blast's own territory. Won't work out too well, though. It's going to get sent back the other way. Gravity's going to move in and quickly pick things up in just the next moment here. Right now it's Affenterre getting it, but no, it's actually battled away from him. Idolego's going to be able to run in and try to score himself, but thankfully VR Jersey moves in to bail out Affenterre and as well send the disc further out towards middle. It is still under the possession of Blast for now, though. Boop gets a pass off to Lone Gecko, and Lone Gecko will secure it as Blast again running the gauntlet. Cannot be stopped here against Team Gravity. So they're up by 7 points over them at the moment.
I still really want to know why Affenterre no longer plays with Blast. I'm hoping it's not likely for drama reasons or anything like that. Maybe just wanted to move on. Maybe got a better offer from Gravity, who actually has a sponsor, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I know it has to do with internet.
Jersey Telecom.
There you go. Yeah.
They have another one too. I forget the name of it though.
Because VR Jersey lives in Jersey, which I did not know was a place in England.
I knew that only because I lived in New Jersey though, so it helps to know the heritage. It's history. Going back to that one for a
Good
second.
steal comes in, by the way, from Lone Gecko, as you saw there. Again, this aggression, I think Gravity haven't learned how to play against it. And you would think, you know, with Affenterre and their team, like they would know exactly how to play against this team, because he's played with, you know, Lone Gecko and Boop for a while now, and yet they're just getting a free run of the gauntlet.
Well, there's going to be a nice little clear coming out from Blast's own end of the arena here. Unfortunately, not really to anyone, so Gravity is able to pretty easily pick it back up. Oh, and a nice steal from VR Jersey there as well. Sends it back the other way, or at least he tries to. Aims it a bit too low, however, so it is going to bounce off the floor and go back further into Team Gravity's own position here. So now Blast are going to try to make another run up here. But Aligo is going to be the one to push forward, try to knock out Affenterre. I don't know if that goal is accomplished, but it gets his arms up. That's what matters, and that opens up the opportunity for another score to come out from Blast. So they sink another one, now up to 11.
This is definitely a lot more one side than I was expecting, Blue.
Yeah, very
I
much
was
so.
expecting a very close game between the two teams, but like I think Idolego hasn't really even needed to do anything so far for Blast because Logecko and Boop have just been this two-man squad moving around this entire arena. They've got a lot of aggressive steals too. Like watch how quickly they get across the arena. And this time actually they're holding themselves back. They're not actually going to push up so aggressively, but because they stay together, yeah, you don't have the defender necessarily there to block, which I think right now they're actually not going to be sticking together. They can just, you know, daisy chain each other and slingshot each other back to where the disc is going and get back in time to put up a good defense.
Well, Slap sends it back further and puts it into the hands of VR Jersey. He'll pass it over to Affenterrace. It just goes back and forth between the two of them for right now. VR Jersey, one more toss, this time to Viatrex, who's been hiding behind that island for a while now. Affenterra gets knocked out there too. VR Jersey, though, knocking out players left and right. He gets his hands back on the disc, and his team resets, still with a few players from Blast out of position as well. They're going to be able to score once again because of that, but only another 2-pointer, so unfortunately hasn't really helped to close this gap that's set between themselves and Blast. But thankfully, with just under 2 minutes still remaining on the clock, there is time, although it has to be consistent scoring from this point forward from Gravity.
Yeah, I mean, it's the start, right? It's another 2 points after a long dry spell for them where Blast were constantly scoring. But is it going to be enough, though? Like, you kind of have to wonder. Yeah, it's best of 5, so this is an extended series, so there's a good chance that they could, you know, come back in the second round or maybe the third round. But it all has to start here. They have to figure out exactly how Blast are playing, and maybe that was the first sign of them figuring that out. That pass going to go a little bit awry, though. Not going to land into the hands of the receiver. And Gravity should be able to pick this up eventually. There we go. Oh, no way. Oh, my God. They almost scored off of that because they just missed the disc.
So he had to transfer the disc over to another hand there so as not to accidentally pull it into the goal line. Lone Gecko's going to get to make another run, and it sneaks past both the defenders and secures additional points now once again for Blast, just opening the gap just as wide as it was when Gravity scored a moment ago. So it nullifies those 2 points that they picked up, and with time getting lower and lower, it is looking like a scoreline that unfortunately Team Gravity just may not be able to come back from here pretty soon.
Well, Gravity up by -9 points. Keep using that one, even though it doesn't make any sense. But I don't know, Blue, do you think things are going to change up into the second round or potentially third? Because I just feel like Blast are walking over them.
I was hoping we would see more of a momentum shift by this point in the game, but without seeing Team Gravity start to pick up multiple goals in a row here, it's hard for me to imagine the pace of the game changing significantly. We'll have to see how the post-game discussions go for Team Gravity, and if they realize anything else that they could sort of make up for.
Oh,
but if not, then I would imagine this to still be a very dominant series for Blast if it continues to play out the same way.
When you saw Lone Gecko and Boop, they just went from attacker to attacker. And just would run up to him, punch him, then launch away. Run up to him, punch him, launch away. And then the thing is, like, once you're doing that, like, Gravity can't get across the arena to have back for the forward player, like for the guy they just passed to. So he's by himself, and then obviously Lone Gecko and Boop are going to get there within the next few seconds. Like, just completely disrupting their chance to get an attack off the way they want to.
So now another pass has gone into Blast's hands. Try to bank it off the backboard there. It is going to be successfully blocked by Affenterra, so props on him for at least stopping the scoreline from growing even more in the favor of Blast here. But a goal is going to happen anyway. Affenterra actually does technically stop it, but it's too close to the goal line, so he accidentally scores the own goal, securing more points for Blast now, up to 15 for less than 30 seconds left. I think it's a safe bet to say at this point that Blast has dominant control of the opening round.
Yeah, 100%. And that would put them up to 1-0 in the series and put them now 2 rounds away from getting through into Oculus Connect 5. Obviously something that they're looking forward to going to, and to potentially dislodge the North Americans from being the top team in the top region. There we go, back into the next volley with 20 seconds left. As you mentioned before, Blue, Gravity, there should be no way they can come back from this. So I guess they're just going to work on their passing game as you're seeing now.
It's just a matter of just running down the remaining time on the clock here as we see Gravity is actually going to be able to go for one more goal here. And they successfully put it in. 6-15, very much just a small chip, and what's a massive mountain for them to try and climb here, though. So still is not going to make much of a difference at the end of the day. Just helps to even out the score for a little bit.
Made some morale victory for them.
Yeah. it's good to still practice these run-ups, and if they can score a goal, why not have it? So at least they can kind of fish for what works or not against Blast. But yeah,
they just forfeit it out. All right.
Well, that's one way to end it. So they're just going to restart it, and we can more than likely actually, well, we'll head to us for a second. I was going to say they're probably going to be pretty quick to start this. We could have just stayed in game. But again, very dominant first round, going by the way of Blast.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Like, if the second round goes this way again, if Boop and Lone Gecko are able to play so free, I don't think Gravity have a chance to stop them. I don't think Gravity has the movement that they do to match that kind of pace.
Which is a bit odd because the last time I saw them play with this roster as well, they had that movement, they had that capability, but it just seems like it's not there in this matchup, and I don't really know why that's the case. I don't know if there's good I'll have to pay attention to when we go in game here because I don't know if there's like really good interference being run whenever they try to set up a regrab situation or something like that, or if
we're not even in a position, like when they're attacking, they're not even in a position to regrab because, as we're saying, like, you know, Affronter passed off to one player, that player gets rushed down because they're played apart from each other, gets rushed down, gets punched, and then they just leave again when he's stuck here while they pass off to the other player, and then they charge him down. He has no one to throw to anymore. So either goes for a shot or he tries to go for a clear or maybe try to throw back to Affronter, who sits super far back because of the initial way they play. He's not able to get across the field quick enough. Like, if that keeps happening, Blast are going to continue to constantly destroy them on defense.
Yeah.
Like, Affronter needs to like bait them in with the disc, as in just like wait for them to come to him and then throw it away, because then the two teammates who are downfield have a chance to regroup and actually like help each other out. But the way they're passing right now, right off the bat, there's no way that Gravity can win those exchanges.
Well, we're going to have to see if they can make up for that, guys. Here, once again, we are going to be going directly into the second round, so do stick with us here. But unfortunately, one player is still having some troubles with his connection, so we had to have him reset really quickly.
Really? Was it Idle Lego?
I don't remember exactly too.
Okay, because if it is, he's been the one having problems the entire time, which is why we had to go to break earlier.
Yeah, apparently it is Idle Lego, so that could explain things, actually.
I mean, luckily for them, like, they didn't need him. Like, even if he's having problems, like, they didn't need him. Obviously, you know, he did play goalie for them and did get a couple of blocks, but, like, Boop and Lone Gecko were all they needed to win that match.
No credit, man. No credit at all.
I mean, yeah, okay. You're right. You're right.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to head to a short break here really quickly while Idle Lego, or whoever it is, sorts out their issues. And when we do come back, the second round between the two teams will be continuing as this best of 5 continues on, the winner of which will be qualifying for the main event at Oculus Connect 5, and the loser will get one more shot in the lower bracket finals. already. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. And goal. Nicely done by Blast.
Yeah, just to update you guys on what's been going on. Idle Lego has been having a very tough time staying in the lobby. So you've been just waiting on him to have a solid connection. But to also update you here, I believe that if he disconnects another time, there's going to be no replay of the round, and most likely, actually, I don't know if it's going to be a forfeit. They have to play 2v3, but we can't wait forever for one match since we still have another match after this, and we still have North America to cover as well. So just kind of a quick update, though. So hopefully for Blast's sake and other fans, that Idle Lego does not keep disconnecting.
And he did, I think.
Oh, he's right
there. He's there. Okay, never mind. I was reading the things wrong on the minimap. So he's still in there. So never mind. But we will see him go for a long pass down the field. In fact, it nearly bounces in off of that one as well. Missed grab from VR Jersey, but he makes up for it with a great save a couple of seconds later. Gets the pass to a teammate who's now going to be able to clear it. Him, along with another one of his teammates, will then work together to be able to pick up the disc, sending it further down the field. Lone Gecko. So well here, two of them are just going to regroup and launch to the other side to get in the way of this now offensive push that's going to be coming at both players there. Looks like getting stunned out, but regardless, a hole big enough is left open, and Team Gravity are going to be able to score their own three-pointer as a result of that, immediately tying this up.
So a minute in, and we have 3 points each for both teams. Not bad. Not bad at all here. Lone Gecko and Boop looking to see how they can play aggressively, because that's how they really dominated the first round in this best of 5 in such a solid fashion. But Team Gravity seems to have come together as well with this break that they did have to figure out what went wrong, what went right. Mostly what went wrong, I guess, for them in the last round. And let's see now with them on the attack, or on the defense technically, if they can put up a solid defense.
Initially, disc sent over to Boop, who's going to get the transfer quickly to Lone Gecko, but it has to go right back to Boop a moment later here. Viatrex, along with VR Jersey, are looking for their own opportunity to jump onto this. Laughing patiently waits from inside of the goal. It looks like VR Jersey is going to be able to get in the way of it, get it cleared at least partially. Two of them will then move back and regroup. There's the push through the midpoint, and the launch to follow that one back up. Right now, it's just Idle Lego alone trying to go for control of the disc. He gets it, and thankfully, he's actually going to have Lone Gecko nearby here as well. Sorry, him not being on the minimap's kind of throwing me off there. But anyway, he's going to be able to pick it back up and now send it back through the midpoint on the map, where we do have Boop rolling in to quickly take possession himself. Probably he's surrounded in a 1v3. Would be very surprised if he got a goal out of that circumstance. Lose disc for a moment. Blast don't really seem to realize it, though. They're much more focused on trying to get back to the other side of the map. But that's being made quite difficult by Team Gravity running constant interference here.
You know, luckily no one on Gravity is actually slingshotting back across the map either, so it's not really a big loss for them. But now with the disc being thrown in, you miss it wide, too wide. What is that? You miss open shots? Gravity, you can't do that.
Fortunate. So Boop is now going to be able to take it right at the midfield. He's going to float his way down to the other side. Tries to get the shot in as he panics a bit there, and it's another missed open goal opportunity. Unfortunately, really for both teams at this point. But Blast is going to become the victim of it right now. Thankfully, they still can at least try to get possession back. Have to push Viatrex out of the way there a little bit first, but they will pick it up. Lone Gecko gets it now. They're back into their passing rotation, try and set themselves up for an approach over towards the goal. Boop is the next receiver of the disc. He sends it right back over to Gecko, who is then going to pass it to Boop. Monkey in the middle for a moment here until Idle Lego also gets himself into the action. There's a triangle now between the three players, really, as at this point they're just wasting time. Serves to iron down the round a little bit more quickly, but when the actual goal attempt is made, it's a miss. I think, again, bouncing off the rim there a little bit and sent right back, but even past the midfield now. It's just an all-out brawl to see who can get launched first back to the other side. In this case, it's going to be VR Jersey from Gravity that moves in to do that.
And easy 3 points for him. You know, cleaning it up in the last second there. Not bad out of Gravity as well. They put up so much of a better defense than they previously were able to. And again, the points they've been able to score are just on these breakaways. It's not like they're slowly moving across the arena to get closer to the goal. It's just kind of like a nice clear into a big brawl breaking out where Gravity get the better of them with the punching. But they still had an opportunity before this. Like, it should technically be like 9-3 because they had a clear shot, you know, off the start of that actual exchange, off the start of that volley. And yeah, they weren't able to make it that first time, but at least luckily the second time around they were able to. And more importantly, get a lead on the board.
Launch originally will give now dispossession to Boop after the initial pass went off. It's back, though, to Idle Lego, and then back down again to Lone Gecko. getting ready to make a run up right now. He's taking the lower path. He's surrounded, though. He's got to be careful that this could very easily get it stolen away from him if he's not cautious. Gets the pass to Idle Lego. Over one more time to Boop, who will secure the goal. Finding a near immediate response there by Blast. Took about 20 to 30 seconds for the guys on Blast to actually get set up with it. But when push comes to shove and the actual goal needs to be scored, they do that very, very quickly.
Minute and 30 on the clock here. Obviously, Blast still going to be down a point, but they're going to need to get possession one more time and hopefully look for another goal for themselves. Whereas Team Gravity, I think they're not going to be comfortable just stalling for time. I think they want to obviously make another 2 points at a minimum on the board to take it to a 2-score game. At least guarantee the minimum of a draw, if anything. But look at that pass. Oh, my Lord. VR Jersey's by himself. He missed the open three-pointer. You hate to see it.
A lot of panic shots, I feel like, that is causing these misses, but it's happening a little bit too much, unfortunately, for both players to be comfortable. But as we are going to see now, another pass goes from, I believe it was Affenter, over to VR Jersey via Trex. It's sloppy with his handling, but it does get picked up now by Affenter. He's going to try to go directly for another pass, this time to Viatrex. Viatrex, though, will have his own shot intercepted by Lone Gecko as he sends it back past the midpoint.
You can see, though, Gravity able to get the control back in their hands. Jersey does pass that back over to Viatrex, who's going to pass it back to Affenter, who again goes for the shot, but hits the island. I swear the island was going to shatter with how fast he threw the disc. But another opportunity for a shot, but with 35 seconds left to go here, Blast, they need to get aggressive. They need to take this disc away.
Moving in on it, Viatrex would be the one to make the shot. Passes to Affenter instead. Why not? Because he's going to be able to sink it. Very well done by Gravity. So they push ahead once again now. 8-5 over Blast. Just 30 seconds remaining now.
So now Blast need a three-pointer to throw into the overtime, where they'll be tying things up at one apiece in the series. You would imagine that they're going to try to send someone super deep to maybe punch the goalies to go for the three-point. I mean, that's basically what they have to do. To make 2 goals in this time, I think, is not realistic at all, especially when Team Gravity are going to have control after the first actual score coming through. But either way, there you go. Push coming back in. Blast going to get a pass forward to Boop. Boop's going to pass off to Lone Gecko, or at least look for him, but unfortunately he wasn't at that position, and now Gravity have control of the disc. They can just stall for time. They're going to go for a clear towards the backhand side, but Idle Lego will be there to grab it for a second chance. 15 seconds left here, Blue, and they still need that 3-point.
Still trying to move in here as well. Blast are looking for any opportunity. They don't want to do it too early. That's the problem, because they can come back for that. They try to go for a backboard shot. Doesn't work. Gravity sends it out the other way, and that'll be the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. Gravity are going to take round number 2 and tie us up at 1-1. Still ways to go for both of these teams. As a quick reminder, once again, this is a best-of-5 series, not a best-of-3.
Yeah, that's very true. Also was informed during that actual match of what will happen if Idle Lego does disconnect again, like for instance between now and the next round. They will give a forfeit win over to Gravity, and then they'll have like 10-15 minutes to sort things out, because they're supposed to play directly after this as well in the loser bracket finals. So hopefully for their sake that doesn't happen. But Gravity able to finally get around the board. They're starting to look better. They're definitely looking a lot better when the game was in their control, whereas previously Boop and Lone Gecko were walking all over them with how aggressive they were able to be with their defense. I think that time that they've now had for Gravity between the first round and this one, they've been able to talk it over and figure things out.
Gives them, it just gives them a little bit more time to figure out counters more than anything else. That's what we see right there. Is unfortunately at the end we see as well their opponents just playing a full defensive matrix to not let that last goal that needs to get in there to score a 3-pointer to then take it to OT.
Why did no one on Blast get aggressive and try to punch the goalie? Because that was the only opportunity they were going to make that.
I feel like the comms, they couldn't get it together quickly enough about how to get past that, because there was literally just 3 guys sitting on the goal not moving at all. I think they were hoping for someone to push out or just any sense of movement from the defenders in that case, and it sadly didn't work out for them, as they took too long of just trying to set that up, basically.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, in the games, a lot of situations like this across any esport, it's just all situational. You have to experience a situation generally to know how to figure it out, unless you're one of those geniuses, like Faker in League of Legends, who kind of transcends the sport kind of thing. But yeah, being in that situation where you have to make a 3-pointer, I would think most teams would try, just to shoot it in. You're not really going to have a chance against 3 like that. You have to get punches off. You have to
the hope would have been, I think, the 2 of them to go in and just try to stun as many as possible.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Could have made it too much of a jumble though, and then actually finding a place for the disc to get through then becomes the problem, because it'll still partially bounce off of parts of the body and things like that. So
yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, they didn't even try for a shot, did they?
No, like I said, they just couldn't find an opening, basically, at that point.
Like not even like a chance, not even tried.
Yeah, I think they were waiting for someone to jump out of goal to try to steal it from whoever did the disc at that point. I don't remember exactly who it was. But
there's no need.
Obviously, that didn't happen.
Yeah, a little rough for them. Unfortunately, tying things up now for Gravity at 1 apiece, best of 5. We should get underway shortly with the next match, I believe, if we can hop into that soon. Yeah, getting told it will be starting very soon. We still have, of course, more matches to come up today, not only in Europe, we have North America, but in the lower bracket finals, we have Aftershock playing against the loser of this match. So we could potentially have a rematch with them against Blast, or they could be going up against Gravity, depending on how the series goes.
Just wanted to try and check as well here to see if our North American qualifiers had started yet. No, it doesn't look like it. They have not started play just yet. Just wanted to see if we had any results from there. But I think they're starting in about like 30 minutes or so. Just a bit of an update to you folks at home about when the NA matches will be starting. Like I said, we're not going to actually cover them here on the stream until we finish the run-up here for Europe. So we might miss the first round or two. But speaking of missing things, we see a very quick goal happening there from Team Gravity to start off the third round of the series. It's Gravity push up 2-0 here. Only taking 10 seconds to score that initial goal as well. Very nice.
Well, there we go. I think it seems like Gravity have continued that pace off of that second round that did happen. Very fast score here. And I really wonder what's like kind of fallen apart. Maybe this, this kind of happened at the invitation we had in July, didn't it? Where we had Blast up against Eclipse. And there was a tech issue actually with one of the players' PCs. And that little time that they had for Eclipse allowed them to, I guess, think things over and like calm themselves down and freeze out the other team, funny enough. But they came back in that next round that happened in the next series. Because they were one round away from losing the entire thing. And maybe that's what kind of Gravity needed here, that little reset time, that mental reset of like figuring things out and, of course, you know, slowing the momentum that Blast did pick up from the first round.
That certainly brought them back from the brink, especially considering the score that we did have from Blast going back to that initial match. It was like 17-5 or something very dire like we had happening there in the first round. Obviously, things being much closer going into the second, but ultimately Team Gravity taking it. And now, once again, they maintain the lead. Similar situation here for Blast, a lot like what we had in the last 5 seconds of the second round, and they could not score a goal upon. But this time they have a lot more actual time to analyze this. Problem is they wait too long, and Gravity just pushes them directly, steals the disc out of their hand, and clears it pretty quickly after that as well.
Yeah, Vlash able to pick it up here yet again. Adolego does have it in hand, but gets punched up here, does get stolen away, but he's not able to get down to the disc in time to go for a shot, but just get another punch off. How is VR Jersey able to get this many punches without being stopped? And there's the shot coming through out of Affentair, but it will be blocked out. Boop. Great job by him to catch that disc, but the disc has not been cleared. They're not out of the woods just yet here for Blast.
Idolego now gets the pickup, sends it through the right side tunnel, past the midway point. Nice stun going out there from Team Gravity, stopping the interference from Blast, but it won't matter as Idolego is able to get ahead of the one real defender from Gravity that's actually in the goal in time and score an open goal because of that. It'll tie us up at 2-2, about 3.5 minutes remaining.
So again, Blast, it seems like they're not really scoring off of these set calculated plays. It's just more of taking advantage of the speed they can move at across the field here. You saw right there, the disc got cleared. They were able to get there in time. So really credit to their mobility, but also credit to their brawling presence, you know, preventing Gravity from getting back just as quickly. Because obviously at this kind of level, generally players can move at the same kind of speeds, but the brawling has to be there for Blast to just disrupt them. That's an easy shot. Not going to miss it this time, VR Jersey.
Moment of opportunity is found by VR Jersey right there. Punches out a player who just got possession, and then obviously the open goal presents itself where you can score an easy 3-pointer to reestablish the lead from Gravity. And this is just after Blast has finally tied it up and scored their own 2-pointer as well. So a bit unfortunate now. Team Gravity is not only going to be able to find an even footing with their opponents, but take the lead right back from them.
So about 2 minutes have passed here, Blue. Gravity looking pretty solid now. I want to see how they're going to go about this. I feel like the initial attack out of Blast when they do have control of the disc has been really good. You can see there, pass over to Boop. He's going to pass over to Lone Gecko. He's going to pass it back to Idolego. And again, they're just taking like the 2-man squad out of Gravity who are trying to do exactly what Boop and Lone Gecko do out of the equation because they're constantly moving this disc around. They're making it so hard for Gravity to get a lockdown on this. And then Boop gets a 2-point to follow up with.
Quick response from Blast, to be fair here, but this time it's only a 2-pointer. So that very good opportunity that presented itself to Gravity. It's not going to do the same for Blast. So they have to keep things a little bit more traditional with the close range 2-pointer being scored by them. Now puts them 1 behind Gravity on the overall game score.
All right, here's now Gravity. If we actually watch, I think Lone Gecko and Boop, I wonder if they're going to do the same kind of thing, or if they're going to stop midway. Okay, so they won't. Actually, Boop's the one to stay back. That's very uncommon. And that shot, I mean, it was trying to go for something, but he actually gets the balance, gets the self-assist there. And Boop gets the 3-point himself.
And so with that, that's Blast now taking the lead away. Very well played by them. Bit unfortunate with what happens there on Team Gravity, just literally stolen out of their hands, but it works out into Blast's favor as they've now pushed ahead once again. And Gravity are going to start the next volley out with possession for themselves. Very short timers on most of these goals as well. So as you can tell, we've had a very high scoring game in front of us here because of how quickly some of the goals are happening. I think the longest volley we've had has been like 30, 40 seconds at most.
Well, that 3-point does put him in the lead, most importantly. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Again, look how aggressive. It still blows my mind, by the way, Blue, is that Blast have completely switched the way they've been playing, because now it's Idolego and Lone Gecko going aggressive, and Boop sits back. When we just saw in the first round, it was Boop and Lone Gecko every single time. So I don't know why necessarily they changed things up, but especially when you have Boop and Lone Gecko who have been playing together for such a long time and have been moving around together in such great fashion, to just switch it up all of a sudden.
Could have had something to do with the connection thing if they can't rely on him as much. Maybe they just...
No. I mean, maybe that's true. Let's see. Maybe they don't want to depend on him to play goalie if he does drop or something like that, or has some issues.
That would be my thoughts on it. Well, continuing on with the action, of course. Blast will take up possession on their own side of the arena right now, just barely dodging VR Jersey, dove in there as well to try to steal it away. The release on trying to clear it, unfortunately, isn't the cleanest. It kind of bounces off the walls pretty quickly, but they will take it back as soon as they take this over to Gravity's side of the arena here as well. It has to be panic cleared after the fact, though. Someone from Gravity gets a little bit too close for comfort. So Blast have to reset their positions for a moment. Boop still got the pickup, and they're going to start the passing run now as they move in. In fact, Boop is just going to go right for it, and he succeeds in finding the goal. Blast push ahead even further now at 9-5 with a minute and a half left.
Still confusing me why in that situation, like when Boop has the disc, that like someone on Blast doesn't push up to go for the punch on the goalie for like a guaranteed shot. Instead, they both sat back to maybe look for a pass, maybe look for an angle. But I don't know. I'm actually really interested to see like why that's the route they're choosing to go for.
I think with the pathing that all three of the players were taking, it more than likely was going to be passes as they got closer to that goal. But I think Boop found like a moment, spur of the moment opportunity to score. And that's why he just kind of went for it right there. But I think the original intention was to pass
no one here to block this. Oh my gosh.
No one to pick it up either.
All three of them went super deep. But luckily the shot's going to miss. And that's actually going to be a good clear for Blast, funny enough. 9-5, and they're up 4 points. Team Gravity now are running out of time. This should be another 2 points in at least. There you go. You know, actually, if I was Lone Gecko there, I would have held that for such a long time to take time off the clock.
He probably could have actually, yeah, now that I think of it.
Because like almost at that, like if you're Gravity there and you see that happen, you're just kind of like, all right, well, they're going to score, so I don't need to go back. But then if you just hold the disc, they're like, oh, he's not scoring, we're losing time. That's, oh, I would totally do that. That would be such a jerk move, but such a smart move. It would be so smart to do. Because you could take like, what, 10, 15, 20 seconds off the clock maybe? If they like aren't paying attention?
Yeah. If they think that you're just going to go right for it, and they kind of give up halfway in the process, that'd be a nice little mind game to play. Seems like overall, though, this game is very much shifting back to the way that it seems like the first round was playing out, where it's just Blast scoring goal after goal after goal, and it's going unresponded to by Gravity. Not even really a shift in the play style, it seems too much from them. As they have them on lock, although it seems Gravity's got a bit more fight in them for this volley. Boop currently with the pickup. Try to take it downfield a little bit more here. He's got to get past Viatrex first. As he waits on that a little bit into Idol-Lego's hands, but right back to Boop, in fact, now. He's still trying to find a way to pass this over towards
it's just time game
Gecko.
Here. 25 seconds left. There's no need for them to even go for an attempt on the goal. They've already proven they can pass really well between all three members of the team. So Blast, I mean, with the time that's remaining, are going to take a 2-1 lead now in the series.
Just a matter of running down those last couple of seconds. Why not? Let's throw another goal in there as well. Blast are going to push themselves ahead by another 2 points. Won't make much of a grand difference in the outcome here, but it is going to further secure things for themselves. And they might actually just reset it afterwards. So I'll call it at this point. 13-5 will be the final score here for Blast over Team Gravity in the second round.
Say final score.
Put them, what's up?
You say final score.
I'm going to say it. I have confidence.
I've watched Gravity score here, and I'm just going to, you know, laugh.
I have confidence.
Okay, we're willing to bet your pizza on it.
No, not willing to bet that. I'll give you however many coins are in my pocket right now. Euro coins.
Probably none.
Probably not that much. All right, thank goodness I was right. So 13-5 is the final score indeed. Blast will now take the edge on the series at 2-1. Again, not a best of 3, so we still have to play at least one more round here.
That's true. That's true. Actually, I think this match and the next one will both be best of 5s.
Yes, they will.
All qualified matches will be best of 5s. When it comes to the grand finals, I don't know if it's a 3 or a 5. That's the only question I have. Because we will be doing the finals, the grand finals of North America, but not do the grand finals of Europe, since we're going to be joining, because North America is supposed to start, I think, in 19 minutes. I think. Don't quote me on this. And they'll be jumping in like after 1 or 2 of the rounds that have already happened once, obviously, Europe does finish off. Okay, finals is best of 5. I just checked.
But is it a repeated best of 5?
No, why would? I mean, yeah. Is there an advantage? Is there a map advantage? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. If they do best of 5, it might just be map advantage. But we'll see. As we're into the fourth round now. Sorry, had to do some mental math there real quick between these two teams. See if Blast can close it out here 3-1, or if Gravity is going to be able to reverse their course, just like they did in the second round. Seeming to lose the plot back in the third round, though. So I have to hope that they can wake up pretty quickly here and try to score first.
Gravity, I mean, if they lose this, they have to play from the lower bracket. And obviously, we have Aftershock watching from the sidelines here. Oh my gosh, how many free shots are Gravity going to miss?
They're up to like 5 or 6 now, to be honest.
I mean, obviously, in the last game, it wouldn't really change much, but the first game, it could have. This game, it might have. Either way, Gravity need to come together, because they're almost be knocked out to the loser bracket, and that's where they'll be playing up against Aftershock. We're just waiting to see who their opponent is and trying to obviously see how they can potentially take advantage of any weaknesses here.
Quick regrab speed going to be gained there by Gravity as they inch closer to the goal. This one should be secured absolutely, even with that resistance from Blast. They were kind of out of position to actually stop anything, so Viatrek still just hands it right inside of the goal. But Gravity at 2-0 at the start.
All right, so now Blast with control. I wonder how they're going to go about this, because they, again, a little bit of change up in style they've had over the couple of series, or a couple of rounds we've seen. Gecko and Boop, they like to actually send one player really far down the field and then pass to him for like an easy, quick score. But I wonder if they're going to go that route. Again, pass over to Boop. Don't know where Lone Gecko is on the minimap. And, well, you can see where he is now. He's actually past them. Tries to get really aggressive here. But again, this passing coming through, like Team Gravity's style of trying to be really aggressive with those 2 players is just not going to work against how accurate Blast are with the passing.
Nice clear, though, from Affenterre, all things being said, but just as good of a little launch back to base there for Blast, as they're going to immediately get to pick up themselves. Boop, obviously he's got that very tricky job of getting it past Viatrex and VR Jersey, but he does just that. Idle Lego thankfully now has possession for the side of Blast. They're going to inch closer and closer to the goal, starting the passing routine here too. This is going to get a little bit it's getting a little bit dodgy for them, though, because there's a lot of interference coming in from players on Team Gravity right now. They're able to make it work, but that last pass, that would have secured the goal more than likely right there. That one's a miss. That one goes a little bit too high and out of the hands of the player they had standing by right next to the goal there to actually score it. Thankfully, again, after it is cleared, they are the first to get back to the disc in time and can make another run at it here for Blast.
Actually, they had a potential for a one-on-one, but again, you can see how fast-paced they are at getting this disc thrown around. So their movements are really good. Their disc handling skills are really good. But they're not able to find the goal just yet, unfortunately. But playing down to towards the lower-hand side of this, Adalego is trying to come in. Again, punched up Lone Gecko. And we'll just barely miss that disc. Goes the wrong direction on that one. Reads it wrong. And gets a double punch off. Look at that. That was fancy.
Double block, I think, in fact, there, as they both just dove right in on top of them, and that'll open up the opportunity for them to score. Very well played by Blast. It's a nice individual effort coming out there to defend himself, and that, well, that'll tie us up at 2-2.
That was well fancy out of him.
That was a double block, I'm pretty sure, as I just saw it replayed on the Twitch stream. So good stuff coming out there from Lone Gecko to be able to do it, and Boop to actually secure the goal.
Well, 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. Blast, I mean, this is probably not the slowest, but like the lowest scoring game we've had over the course of today, especially in this series. Boop gets really aggressive there, gets the punch out, gets the steal as well, most importantly, gets the forward pass to Adalego. He's going to look for the one-on-one, and Affenterre again, he just keeps proving me right when I say he's one of the best goalies, at least in Europe.
Well, Affinterra, unfortunately, is not going to be out of hot water just yet. It's still close here. Team Gravity roster. They've got another goal attempt going to be coming up in just a second from Blast. Bit of a Hail Mary. They're trying to go off the backboard. Will miss. Still on their side here of the arena, but I don't think anyone's going to be able to stop it from being cleared this time. Blast are very split up right now. So they're going to need a moment to get their players back together. Idolego doesn't want to spend any time with the two players that launch directly towards him, so he gets rid of that as quickly as he can. Open goal for now. They're definitely going to be able to get there in time, but they'll still go for it, and Boop will secure another goal. 2 in a row from Blast this time around as they score 4 now and have a 2-point lead over Gravity because of it.
And most important, there's not a lot of time left here, Blue. 1 minute and 36 seconds. Gravity, it's taken them a hell of a long time. Actually, it didn't take them that long to get the first 2 points, but since then, they've been just utterly silent. Blast have been constantly keeping the pressure on against them. Again, you think back to the missed 3-pointer they already had in this round alone. It could have been 5-4. They could have had the lead. It could have been all the pressure on Blast, but Gravity now, if they lose this round, they're knocked into the loser bracket for their final match up against Aftershock. And obviously, you want to be able to get through first. You want that #1 seed as well, because it does get easier from here on. If Eclipse qualify first in their group in NA, then the #2 seed from Europe plays against them most likely. And that's never a matchup you want to have happen first.
Oh, we've got Boop with possession for right now here. Affinterra, though, grabs it just as it was getting cleared. He's going to move in off the backboard. Scores another one for Team Gravity. And not only that, but it's a 3-pointer.
Oh.
That does take the lead away from Blast going into the last minute and 15 seconds of the 4th round.
That was actually really well done because he throws it off the backboard and just completely catches Blast off guard in the goal. That was a much-needed score for Affinterra and for Gravity, and that just seems to be what this man does. He did it at the Invitationals back in July. A 60, I think it was like 62 or 64 meter shot. Again, it was mostly just a clear, but if you ever ask him, he'll say he tried to score it, obviously. But here we go. Again, push comes in, Blast. Pass back to Lone Gecko. Seems to be the route they go from Boop to Lone Gecko. It does get interrupted, though. VR Jersey is going to get the punch and the steal, but Boop will quickly pick it up thereafter. The pass will miss, though. 58 seconds left. Idolego should be there to secure it another time. And look at that towards the lower-hand side. Lone Gecko's alone.
Boop secure it. Blast strike right back immediately. The disc work, just a little bit too hard to handle, it would seem here for Team Gravity, as once again, Blast outmaneuvers them, finds an open opportunity in what was otherwise a very crowded area by the goal there, securing themselves the 2-pointer to just barely put them ahead now. We could, however, still see Gravity bounce back just as quickly to do the same exact thing and push their advantage to 1 point as well. They've got 51 seconds to do it. Let's see if they can get it done. The gates are going to be opening in a second, and they will start out with possession.
Also, most importantly, Hard Blast can attack it. They get very aggressive again. Boop's gonna be able to sit back, and the disc has been able to clear the distance, clear the gap, and actually that could have bounced off the backboard into a goal. Good clear will come in. However, Affinterra is gonna be there to pick it up another time. Look how aggressive they are defending. It's gonna be a 1-on-1 in the goal. Can he block it? No, the pass comes back into VR Jersey, who's gonna hit the 2-pointer and get them back in the lead at 7-6. We could be going all 5 maps here, Blue.
It's just a matter of these teams bouncing back and forth here now. Who's going to be able to get the last goal? 20 seconds taken for that one, about a minute taken for the one before that one. Blast could still bounce back here again. It's just going to come down to, once more, whether they can do it within the time constraint here. 31 seconds. Still on the clock for Blast to, we'll start out with possession, by the way, try and score another goal with. And with them, they can end it right now. They can push themselves forward into qualifying position, knock Team Gravity down to the lower bracket. For Team Gravity, all this is going to do is extend the series further to a fully loaded 2-2 and take us to a 5th round.
That was a pass that did not go the right way.
It's a lot of wasted time.
Yeah, I mean, at least Idolego was able to pick it back up again. Pass back up to Boop, who's going to be in a 1-on-2. Actually, just barely misses him. I think he's going to get punched out here, too.
Floating quickly enough. The disc now into the hands of Affinterra, who gets the clear, sends it back the other way, right past midpoint. Not enough time to retrieve it and make another attempt at goal now. So it is going to go to Team Gravity, ladies and gentlemen, in the 4th round. 7-6 is our final score, and the series will now tie at 2-2.
Yeah, so Gravity's definitely pushed this one back. Again, trying to battle out for not only who's going to go through to OC5 first, but who's the better team in Europe. And I think it's pretty damn close. You know, if we only watched that first round, I would have said Blast have this easy. But then the question I posed to you, myself, and obviously chat was, are Gravity going to be able to adapt quick enough throughout the series and figure out what Blast are doing so well and be able to counter that? And it seems like they've been able to.
Well, of course. They brought it back very nicely, and now it's going to go all the way to a 5th round to settle it. Once again, a lot on the line for this 5th place. Not only are you, well, you still have to play the finals, of course, for seeding, but not only does that take the immense pressure off of you by taking this round.
I keep saying that, but I forget that seeding comes in at the grand finals.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a map advantage, a round advantage. I'm not sure. I would assume so.
Well, they'll find out about that soon enough. But regardless, it's a huge amount of pressure off you because you have made it to the event. You've made it into the money, so to speak. But you get to watch your opponents as well following that and get to get a nice preview about what exactly they're going to be doing in the following matchup and get some time to prep for that, along with having the actual advantage, whatever it may be, going into those grand finals. So let's see. 5th round now, getting started now. Either team taking it will move them forward into qualifying position for OC5. As well as push them into the grand finals here.
So I got confirmation, by the way, of what it means to be the winner bracket side of the grand finals, the loser bracket finals. There's a bracket reset that can happen.
For a best of 5.
Yeah, so they play a best of 5, and then if the loser bracket team wins, they play another best of 5.
Well, good luck to anyone who has to play that.
It's a lot. That's a lot of Echo for the players here.
I hope you guys got multiple bottles of water ready to go because
and
that's going to be a rough one. 10 rounds straight. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Whew.
That'd be a tough one. Not to mention because you just played before, especially the loser bracket team played 2 matches before that and then get into it. So they have to play 1 best of 5, 2 best of 5. They have to play 4 best of 5s potentially in a row. 20 rounds.
Good luck.
Jeez, I would not want to be the team that I would just be like, you know what? Guys, I'm too exhausted. Let's just call it. Let's
can we just give him this? Let's just give it to him. So Team Gravity will be first to strike here now in the 5th round.
Not sure what that is. So now the question is, did Idolego disconnect?
I don't know.
Because we know what that means.
We're going to find out about this in a second. We don't want to assume things have happened.
You know what they say about assuming.
Makes a...
You could be wrong. What were you going to say?
Okay.
What were you going to say?
You got me there. I'm just not going to...
What were you going to say?
I'm just going to say the saying. You know the saying?
What's the saying?
You know what they say about assumptions?
What do they say?
Makes an ass out of you and me.
You know, you whatever. You had a way out of that one. You had a way out of that one.
That's the saying. Sorry.
It's fine. Don't be sorry.
I didn't mean to disappoint you.
You didn't disappoint me.
Yeah.
You can never disappoint me.
I feel like I disappointed you by saying that.
You'd only disappoint me if you ever went out to lunch with friends and never told me and invited me. That would be the only way you could ever disappoint me. So don't worry about that for now. We should be heading to the 5th map in just a few seconds. Obviously, we still don't know why that disconnect did happen or the rematch did happen. I think the admins still haven't gotten back to us about it, but are we going to have the game soon is now my question at the point.
That's my question too. So my pizza's still sitting right over there.
Okay, right. So we're here in 10 seconds. We'll be back into the game, and we should find out who is going to be our first team through to OC5. Production is just throwing me everywhere. I don't know what's going on here.
It's got like 8 different directions at once.
How's it 1-0?
Wait. Okay.
How do you score?
We just got baited so hard. So
the game wants to tell me how you can score 1 point. I would love to know.
So the game is not live. I think whoever was on the little console thing to set the scoreboard. I think that's how you do that. They clearly forgot to hit the button 1 or 2 times there. So actually, I know why they did 1 point now.
Why?
I mean, there's not really a point to it, but I know why they did it. It's because was the opening one a 3-pointer? Yeah. So the opening one was a 3-pointer, but they still had to do that time reset as a thing.
So they wouldn't do the 1 and the 2.
So they did a 1 point, and then they just did a 2-pointer to like obviously make it correct.
That does make sense.
That makes sense now in my head. Okay, I get it. It took me a moment to figure that out. The chat figured it out now too. They figured it out instantly. We're just dumb people apparently for not thinking about that immediately. But we will see a second goal immediately rescored here by Blast as they bring it back now 3-2.
Okay, well that's a good start for them. Obviously it's not going to be enough to take the lead back for themselves, but either way, getting some points to the board are going to be massive, especially again, you could avoid potentially playing another whole best of 5 out Obviously, the winner of this one still has to play through in the grand finals to determine, the seeding going through into Oculus Connect 5. But this is where exhaustion can potentially start to kick in because these teams have been playing already 2 or 3 matches before this. And especially for the teams who come in from the loser bracket side.
Loose disc on the opening volley right there. It really just gets punched by Blast. I'm not sure if Gravity missed it. The camera wasn't necessarily on it, but I'm not sure if Gravity failed to pick it up or something else went wrong there. But Blast are going to shoot in with this disc right now. And we are going to see as well that making a passing rotation, they try to send it down. In this case, trying to send it down, I believe, over towards Idle Lego, but it won't work out too well. And because of that, Team Gravity sent it back the other way. Boop retrieves it. A little prediction there on his own momentum. It works out well to put the disc right in his face. He sends it over to Gecko. We'll send it right back to Boop, who's going to send it downfield just before he gets stunned out. A little bit too far to the left there. Otherwise, could have been a diamond shot. Not going to be happening this time. And Team Gravity will now take back possession for themselves. VR Jersey's got it. It's going to be under some pressure here in a moment, but apparently not. No, they just float right past him. He tries to send it through mid. It's a missed shot, though. Bounces a little bit. And now into the hands of Blast. Boop tries to go for a mail slot shot. Will not work out, but the second attempt goes in this time. And Blast will secure themselves a 3-pointer to not only make up for the disadvantage, but take the lead away from Team Gravity now.
It was just, self-passing. He didn't want to throw it from too far, so he banked it off the backboard so he can catch it again, LeBron James style. He's a basketball player.
I know who LeBron James is.
Yeah. He's opening schools out of his own money.
Yeah. He's a real philanthropical person.
Did you make that word up? Or
no, that's a real word.
Philanthropical.
That's a word. I'm like 90% sure.
Well, here we go. Back into the next volley. And that was a hell of a throw. Whatever that was too, actually, downfield. But Boop's going to be the one to recover it. Most importantly, he doesn't really have any teammates, though, to help out with, at least in terms of Adalego. We don't know where Lone Gecko is around the mid-map, but now we can see he's right next to him. And VR Jersey's going to get the pass back to After to act as a quarterback. This is what we saw Blast do, have him be the anchor point for the team. And now Vitrix trying to come from the side. VR Jersey as well there, coming in from behind. And a good pass into a shot. Well done here out of Gravity to tie things up.
Originally a 3-pointer scored by them. The 2-pointer now ties us at 5-5 with a little under half of the time in the round remaining. Remember, guys, this is a loaded set right now. 2-2. The best of 5 has gone the distance. And the winner of this one is going to not only be qualifying for the main event at OC5, but will also get a pretty hefty advantage going into the grand finals too, which again, won't have any prizing advantages to be gained by winning it, but it does have what will more than likely be a pretty massive seeding advantage, being that, as you mentioned before, you more than likely get to avoid Eclipse in your opening round play.
Well, and you win this match and you're guaranteed, 4th place prize, which I think is like $2,000. So you automatically are making money off of that. Just depends on how much you want to make in the end or how much you're able to when you get your opponents at that event in San Jose on the 26th and 27th of September. Boop's still really far pushed up here with Lone Gecko as well. This is going to get just past, though, Adalego, and it's actually making its way in towards over the goal, and that's going to be coming from behind. After goes for the shot. Well, not much of a shot when you're slam dunking it in, and they do get the lead another time.
Or a float, I guess you could say. Floats it into the goal.
No, because it didn't leave his hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not a float. So if you float it, you're actually letting go.
Floated himself into the goal.
There you go.
With the disc in hand.
That works.
There we go.
Like you see the people like during the halftime shows, like they have trampolines and they go into the goal, go through the goal.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait,
never seen that?
What's sport?
Basketball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah, like jump off the trampoline and then they get, that's what he did.
I was just trying to figure out the context of that because you didn't say a sport beforehand, so I got really confused. If you're talking about like football or something like that, and they were just jumping like through, through like the Y, the field goal thing or
the
whatever.
Y?
Yeah, I don't. Whatever
it's
the
not
field,
a Y.
What the field goal thing, whatever that's called.
I mean, technically, I guess it's a Y.
Yeah,
but
it is
Ys
a
are
Y.
slanted, not straight up. It's more of like a U with a line down the bottom of it.
Look at this. Blast moving in. They've got some good pass work going between the few of them, but oh, so close, seemingly, but so far at the end of the day, as they are going to ding it off the rim. No additional points being picked up here by Blast, even though they get very close to doing it. Still have the passing routine going, though. Idle Lego being the most recent to receive it. Over to Boop. Probably going to come back to him. Maybe Lone Gecko will get it too if they can find that opening. Right now, he's a little bit surrounded by the remaining members of Team Gravity. Idle's got it. He's actually being pushed back quite a bit too. There we go. An opportunity finally open to send it to Gecko as he inches closer. They can't even get it within the bubble though, and now we're under a minute. So this has to be a successful goal attempt from them. Otherwise, more than likely, Gravity could just run down the rest of the timer. Look at this. Idle Lego's being pushed so far back.
Baiting him in.
Just from the presence of his opponent. Tries to bait him in to get the pass off. Yeah, but you don't really gain anything from that. They're still sitting in the same spot. Gecko with the pass over to Boop, and Boop quickly flings it into the goal afterwards to tie us up at 7-7. 40 seconds left for a response from Gravity.
A minute and 11 seconds that took for that 2 points to get on the board. There's a good chance now Blue can head into overtime, but Gravity will at least have one more chance to take the score, to take the round, and to take the series as well. Not to mention take their own tickets over to OC5. It's going to be tough, but we're going to be able to see if they're going to maybe pull off the breakaway. I would imagine if you're Blaster, you play a little bit more passive, defend that goal. Don't let them score this. Or I guess on the other end of the spectrum, if you get aggressive and you catch them off guard, you can score and actually take the match themselves. And they actually do that exactly. Boosie Willen sitting back. The clear's going to come in. 29 seconds and count it. And they have people there by the goal again. Oh, Idolego, though, comes in big. He gets the stop. That just saves Blast the chance for being knocked down to the lower bracket. But can they score with 18 seconds left?
Play pretty much guarantees overtime right there. But as you said, he had some matter of if they can get it to make the difference to end it now instead of taking this to OT. Lone Gecko gets the pass off. It's a bit of a panicked one, however, so it doesn't go into their hands. Sent the other way instead. Floats to the ceiling. Avanterra sends it flying, but not completely. One attempt to go in, and it's off the mark. So we do end up going into overtime, where once again, 2 minutes will be on the clock, and it'll be first goal wins the round.
I mean, at the rate we saw Blast trying to score the last 2 points, we could be seeing a very long overtime. Could be seeing a couple of them, actually. 11 seconds, again, it took them to score those last 2 points to tie things up. And, I mean, it's only proper that we've gone the full way, the full 5 maps, and now into overtime as well. Joust comes in. Of course, he's going to go the way of Blast because of how fast they are to move around the map. But Avanterra won't be able to stop any sort of chance for a goal. Just looking for that clear as he does get punched up. But the clear's not going to work. He hits the island, and now Blast have the man advantage, and they have the disc on this side of the map.
Gecko gets himself another pass going. They're just setting up for the same thing they were trying to do in regulation time here. Gecko's got the pickup down to Boop. Boop, I think, was supposed to go for it, and he gets it. Blast will push ahead with that final 2-pointer at 9-7. They'll also take the series at 3-2, qualifying them for the main event at Oculus Connect 5. They'll be the first from Europe to do so. For their opponents, they can still qualify too, but they've got to go through one full best of 5 again to be able to do it.
Yeah, up against Aftershock, which would be our next game happening. Again, we will not be covering the grand finals of Europe because we will be heading over to North America, but we'll be covering the grand finals of that one whenever we do finally get to that point.
All right, guys, well, stick with us as that last match here for the European qualifiers is coming up right after the break, as we're going to be finding out who our second and final team for the region is going to be going forward to Oculus Connect 5.